Hey, we showed up. It was a great game. I think we learned a lot from this loss, you know. That's one thing that we can just go back and film tomorrow, watch our mistakes, and just, you know, just get better at what we got to do.
How's it going, everybody? After 12 days on the road in just 9 hours following their 34-33 heartbreaker to UNLV, 2-1 Warrior football team returned home to the islands this morning with a heavy hangover. Last night in the unforgiving Sin City, Warriors were 36 seconds away from a 3-0 start before Rebels quarterback Omar Clayton connected with Philip Payne on a 15-yard game-winning touchdown. Now in defeat, Hawaii offense put up mega buck-like numbers. Warriors senior quarterback Greg Alexander threw for a career record 477 yards. Damian Grad slot back Kealoha Polaris hauled in a career-best 13 catches. Wideout Rodney Bradley went for a personal best $189, and the nation's leading receiver Greg Salas scored twice with 104 yards receiving. However, the Rebel offense kept the Warrior defense on the field, overcoming big hits and 2 turnovers by winning the time of possession battle in the second half by more than 10 minutes.
It was very exhausting, you know. Being there for that long and that amount of plays was just real draining. But I think we brought it upon ourselves, you know. We should have been 3-0, and we didn't get the job done, and that was the ending result, you know. You know, it was a good learning experience for us, you know. So we just got to just regroup, and you know, we have a WAC schedule ahead of us, and I mean, our main goal is to win the WAC, and that's still our goal. And I feel that we just got to just minimize our mistakes and just play ball.
So up next for the Warriors, conference opener on the road against Louisiana Tech. That game is set for Wednesday, September 30th. Yesterday, Bulldogs won their first game of the 2009 season, beating Nicholls State 48-13. Now, UH leads the all-time series 6-1. The only loss came in Ruston in 2005. Warriors get a week of rest before hitting the road 1 week from today. Week 2 in the NFL rolled on today, where former Warrior and Titans rookie defensive back Ryan Mouton logged 1 tackle in Tennessee's 34-31 loss to the Texans. He also returned 4 punts for a total of 25 yards. Now, performance of the week came from Titans running back in 2007 Hawaii Bowl MVP out of East Carolina, Chris Johnson, who in defeat ran away on touchdowns of 57, 69, and 91 yards, finishing the game with 284 all-purpose yards and 3 scores.
Loss is an easy loss, and in a game decided by a single point, the Warriors were left looking for answers after UNLV beat them in heartbreaking fashion 34-33.
Points were easy to come by in last night's game against UNLV. Defensive stops were not. With 36 seconds to go, UNLV's Philip Payne used his 6-inch height advantage over Tank Hopkins to pull down the game-winning touchdown.
They're catching balls left and right out there, but they just made big plays. They made the big plays, and we didn't come up with it.
I was yelling at them and saying, we love being in that situation. You got to love being in that situation. You can't be scared of it. You got to believe.
You know, that's all it takes to win or lose a game is 1 point. So, you know, next time we got to get that point.
From missed field goals to missed touchdown grabs to near interceptions on the final drive, Hawaii's opportunity to pull away slipped through their fingers.
Wow, that's tough.
Meanwhile, finding ways to win is what UNLV did best, especially in the second half. The Rebels' offense turned out to be their strongest defense, keeping Greg Alexander on the sideline for the entire third quarter. UNLV quarterback Omar Clayton amassed 340 yards passing and 3 touchdowns, the most given up by UH so far this season.
Defensive standpoint, you try to get off the field as much as possible and leave the offense, but the offense was scoring fast, and they was trying to get off the field. There's some plays that we should have made.
You know, the third quarter is going by. You keep looking at the clock, and it's, you know, 12 minutes, 10 minutes, 8 minutes. They're eating the clock up pretty good. And, you know, it's just one of those things. You know, when we do get our opportunities, we got to make them count.
Now Hawaii has to make this loss count for something. UH has 10 days to get back to the drawing board before traveling to Louisiana Tech, and they still have their season goals intact.
We wanted to come out 3-0 on the road, but I mean, we can look forward to our WAC opener and work hard from today.
Just like how we are on the field, one snap and clear, we just got to get back there and get back to work on Monday.
And none of our goals that we have as a team is any different. We can still win the WAC, and we can still go to a bowl game.
And if you want more Warrior coverage, and deep down inside I know you do, we'll have it on the Coach Mack Show tonight at 10:35 right here on KGMB 9.
How you doing, everybody? Let's talk sports. So close and yet so far. That was the story for the UH Warrior football team last night in its road defeat at the hands of UNLV. Our John Veneri was there and has more on what happened in Vegas.
It was a sea of green outside and in the stands at Sam Boyd Stadium, giving a road game for Hawaii much more of a home game feel. And the Warriors appeared to respond to the atmosphere in Sin City. Their first trip to the end zone was a Greg-to-Greg 54-yard connection. Greg Alexander found Greg Salas to put the Warriors up 10-7 in the first quarter. A 39-yard Alexander to Rodney Bradley scoring bullseye near the end of the second quarter, along with a Scott Eno season-best 47-yard field goal as the clock struck 0, had Hawaii holding on to a 20-14 advantage at halftime. Hawaii's offensive numbers mounted like a poker pot. Alexander was 22 of 34 for 341 yards and 2 touchdowns before intermission. He'd finished with a career-high 477 yards and 3 touchdowns. And though he didn't find pay dirt, Kealoha Pilares hauled in a career-best 13 receptions for 146 yards. 12 of those grabs came by halftime.
You know, I really thought our offense played excellent. If you win 2 out of the 3 phases of the game, you're going to win the game. We only won 1 phase. I thought our offense played excellent.
The Rebels' second-half game plan, simple. Keep Hawaii's high-powered offense off the field, and it worked. The Warriors had a total of 4 plays the entire third quarter as the Rebels soaked up the clock. A 9-play, 55-yard UNLV drive culminated with a scoring snag by Philip Payne off the Omar Clayton jump ball pass, giving the Rebels a 21-20 edge headed into the fourth quarter.
They keyed on our corner. I guess those kind of things happen when you have a offset, a small corner, and a tall guy. They're always going to do that jump ball, and they've been doing that since the previous games. We all looked at tape, and they've been just throwing it up, and it worked for them this time.
You know, they ran the ball a little bit, but they threw the football. They kept our offense off the field. Their offense played a lot better than our defense did.
Like a Vegas prize fight, the Warriors and Rebels would trade haymakers down the stretch. UH marched 78 yards in 8 plays. Bradley, who had a game-high 189 yards on 8 catches, flashed the hands for a crucial first down. And Greg Salas went over the century mark for the 3rd straight game, 6 receptions for 104 yards. His second touchdown was a 23-yarder that again gave Hawaii the lead, 27-21. But it was short-lived. Clayton's 11-yard keeper for 6 would bounce the Rebels in front, 28-27. Warriors clutched up. Alex Green pounded in from 2 yards out to cap off a 59-yard drive. After a failed 2-point conversion, the scenario read like this: 33-28 UH with 5 minutes and 16 seconds left. A whole lot of time for Clayton and company. Still, the Warriors had several chances to seal it on the defensive end. Spencer Smith, so close on the would-be interception. And in the red zone, the beast was unleashed. Defensive end Jake Hewen smashed Clayton for Hawaii's lone sack of the game with the clock down to 40 ticks. But moments later, Hawaii would once again feel the pain. Clayton went up top to the 6'3 receiver who brought it down over the smaller Tank Hopkins. That would do it. The first loss of the year for the Warriors, a 1-point heartbreaker.
You know, it's always tough to win on the road, but you go to a place like this, people are calling it, you know, the Ninth Island, we got a lot of crowd here. You know, we got to find ways to win these games. You know, next week when we go to La Tech, you know, probably not going to be too many people there. We got to find ways to win these games and take advantage of our opportunities.
It's really hard. You know, we wanted to go in 3-0 into WAC, and we're not. You know, we're 2-1, so we just got to learn from this. It's definitely harder. You know, those are tough ones. You know, because we really wanted it. We fought hard all game, and to come up a little bit short, you know, it's tough.
34-33 the final score. The Rebels hand the Warriors their first loss of the season. 2-1 now, but headed into a bye week and some time to regroup before starting the WAC season. Reporting from Las Vegas, I'm John Veneri, KH12 Sports.
Thanks, Johnny. Next up, Louisiana Tech. That game will be a Wednesday affair, September 30th. La Tech is 1-2.